Hey nerds, this is Pam coming to you from Stationery Nerd. Today we are going to look at my top 4 recommended softcover bullet journal notebooks. We've looked at them all individually, but it's time for me to let you know what my top recommendations are. So let's get into it. You'll notice that Jack is here hanging out, and I think he's just gonna watch. So hopefully everything will be smooth. All right, so I'm just going to start at the top of the pile and go to the bottom. And I would say these are not in order of my preference, and we'll get into that as we go through. So, number 1 is Clairefontaine. This is the cloth-bound Clairefontaine basic notebook, and it's got the elastic in the back that has the metal doohickeys that go through a hole in the back, and I'm just going to tuck it in there because, you know, Jack. So this is a Clairefontaine notebook. There are 192 pages, and it is 90 GSM paper. This is the lined version, but it does come in dotted or in plain, and I love this paper. Even though it's 90 GSM, it holds up really well to almost any pen that you can throw at it. So I've tested all of these here, and you can see that the results on that pen test are very good. Nothing is showing through dramatically, and nothing is bleeding through. So Clairefontaine, I really love you. All right, let's take a look at the Daycraft. This is the gray one with the blue edges on the paper and the blue end papers. But we also have the one that comes with the tan cover and the saying on the front. And there are many different options on the quote on the front. This one has purple on the edges, purple end papers. And this is a lined version. This one is also lined, but they do come in dotted or plain. And I love this notebook because of the way the cover feels in my hand. It's so soft, and it's actually advertised as being able to bend like that, and then also to bend backwards like this and without any damage to the spine when you do it that way. So these are sewn signatures in here, and then it's glued along the edge, but you can do that because the spine of the cover is not actually attached to the spine of the interior pages, so that gives you the flexibility to turn it on its side like that. The pen test, let's see which one it's in. I can never remember. Must be in the other one. So one of these is called the Signature Collection, which is this one, and this one is called the Inspo Collection, and it does, like I said, come with several different quotes and different colors, and this I think comes in like 14 different options of color. So the pen test on this is good. It is an ivory paper. I don't think I mentioned that the Clairefontaine is a bright white paper, so this is a ivory paper. The pen test looks good on the front, and it performed really well on the back with hardly any ghosting. Just a couple of problem areas with those 2 heavy inked pens that we use, which is the Pilot Varsity fountain pen and the Bic rollerball pen. So awesome softcover books, and they come in some really cute color combinations. So definitely one of my favorites. The other is this Talaq Traveler Pocket Journal, and I have this version and also the gold version, and I love the color on these covers. The gold one comes with a kind of a yellow off-white elastic and bookmark, and then the turquoise one comes with an orange elastic and then a blue bookmark. So these come in dotted, which is this one, and it also comes in lined and plain versions, and again the paper in here is bright white, and the lines and the dots are kind of a medium gray. So let's take a look at the pen test on this. If you watch the other video of this individual review, you'll see that this is where a pen exploded all over my hand, so don't judge that. So the pen test on this looks really good. No feathering, and crisp lines because this paper is so white. And then the back side is amazing, so absolutely no ghosting at all, no bleed through. This here, these 3 lines here, are actually a Sharpie marker that I used in here just to see how it fared, and look at how amazing that is for a marker, which is the alcohol-based markers. That is a big no-no. Again, pocket in the back here, and the end papers are a cream color. And the only complaint I have about these books is the way that they are constructed. Number one, I don't like where the ribbon is. It's actually attached to the back cover, like in between the end paper and the cover fabric or cover material. It is a sewn signature book, but then the cover itself is attached right to the signature, the signature block. So it doesn't open as flat as a book that is not sewn or is not glued to the spine. I just wish that they would have done the spine on that a little bit differently, but it's still awesome paper. This is what is this? I think this is 110 GSM, or nope, 120 GSM paper, so nice and thick. It's the same paper weight as the Limoges journal. The grid on this is 5mm, and there's 160 pages. And this does come in a multiple variety of colors, and several different sizes as well. They do have a small pocket size that's an A6 that is just as good quality and super cute. So that is the Talaq Traveler Pocket Journal, and one that we actually haven't looked at, and I'm gonna write up a full review on this and add it to the website, but I wanted to include it in this top 4 recommended softcover books. This is the Midori MD notebook in A5 size. They also come in A4, and I do have it inside this paper sleeve. And it's like a heavy fabric feeling cardstock. Like you can tell that it's paper, but it's got some type of cotton feeling to it. It's sewn along the edge, and inside you have the pocket where the notebook actually gets tucked in. I'm amazed that this has held up so well. It is a little dirty, but that's because I carry it around with me. I am using this actually as my business planning journal, and you can see on the spine the way that this is constructed is you have the signatures, and you have the cover which butts up to the edge of the signature, and then you have this fabric tape that covers the edge of the cover, and then right against the spine where the signatures come together, and then the bookmark is actually trapped inside that spine material. So let me just zoom in here so you can see what that looks like. And you can see that this is like a mesh fabric, so super durable on that. So I have the grid version, and you can get this in lined and in plain. So the grid is a light blue color, and you can see along the top there's tick marks. So every 2 boxes there's a tick mark, and then every 1, 2, 3, 4, so the 5th section is actually a dot. So it gives you the opportunity to equally divide your page by drawing those lines, and then those tick marks are also along the edge. So this paper is Japanese brand paper, and I can't really find, there's 176 pages. Here's, I don't know if you can read Japanese, but here's all the information you need to know. So I know that there's 176 pages. I know this is A5. I don't know if somewhere in here it says what the paperweight is, but I can't find it anywhere. I'm guessing this is around 90 GSM. I'm not 100% sure, but it does ghost, but I am oddly okay with that. So let's take a look at the pen test. I don't have the full pen test in here that I have in other books, but you can see that the zebra mild liners and the ProPus highlighter perform really well on that paper. And then I also tried the heavy ink coverage, the Varsity fountain pen, and then I also tried my TWSBI with the Pecan Noodler ink in it. So the results on that are not super awesome. So you can see through. So the key to using this is finding a pen that doesn't really go through and show too much on the other side. And I find that because I love the 4mm Pilot High-Tech C Miyaka, I use this pen in this journal and I don't have too much problem with ghosting. I don't know why this paper is oddly satisfying to me, but for some reason just the way that it feels, and you can see that I've got some writing here, and it's not terrible when you use a fine tip pen. So if you are doing minimalism as a bullet journaler and you just use a black pen and you like the fine tip pens, this is an awesome option for you. So it just, like, you have the cover page. Oops, I think I'm zoomed in too far. So cover page here with your contact info, just like the normal Midori, and then it goes straight into the grid pages. And this has just been a planning journal for me, and I had originally started doing some editorial calendar, but then I abandoned that. But lots of notes in here already, but I have been using it and I really like it. So and then this cover goes in fairly easily. This paper cover, you can actually get this paper cover and the journal together for around $15 on Amazon, or they do have a goatskin leather cover that runs around $100 if you are really passionate about covering up your Midori MD. So that's what I have. I just wanted to give you a quick overview of my favorites. So let's review. I have the Midori MD A5 grid notebook. I have the Traveler by Talaq, the Traveler Pocket Journal. And then I have the Daycraft. I have Inspiro, and I have the Classic collection, and then we have the Clairefontaine, and Jack is back and blocking the light, and then we have the Clairefontaine cloth bound classic journal. So there we go, folks, my favorite soft cover journals. Let me know what you think. Did I make a good choice? I know that there's a lot more out there that I haven't tried, but of everything that I have tried, these are my favorite, and any of them get the seal of approval from Stationery Nerd. So I highly recommend you try one of these out and let me know what you think. What's your favorite soft cover? Why don't you leave that down in the comments below and we'll chat about journals. All right, that's all I've got. Do all the things. I'll talk to you later. Bye.